The Quakers welcome AFC Fylde to Blackwell Meadows this afternoon, and they do it as league leaders for the first time since August 2016. Fylde was second that day, and the sides had swapped places by the time the two sides met 6 years ago today in a 1-1 draw. Today the visitors arrive in 11th place. Alan Armstrong keeps faith with the same starting 11 and subs bench that ascended the summit on Tuesday night with a 3-1 win over Alfreton. And for the visitors making their first league outing in 2 weeks, familiar names aplenty across the 16, not least Luke Charman, who starts after joining from Rochdale in a record-breaking transfer a few weeks ago, and former Darlington captain Will Hatfield, who takes his place on the bench. Top of the charts.
Taylor takes it short and finds Lawler. Jake Lawler plays it forward looking for Mark Beck. Beck wins the header, nods it down. Hazel's on the edge of the box, takes some contact behind him, gets the shot away, just goes wide of goalkeeper Chris Neal's right hand post, but play out from the back. I think that's their style. Mark Beck blocks the forward ball low, but it still finds Horton in the centre circle. Horton trying to, he's got past his man and he's onside. Flag stays down, big chance for Fylde. Darlington all at 6 and 7s here. Driven across, it's the post. Tommy Taylor glad to see that one bounce back off the post. Darlington were caught still there, flat. Ball back into the box. Rowe's got to be offside that time, hasn't he? But goes back to Tommy Taylor.
Well, closest either side have come. The woodwork getting rattled there with Luke Charman really close to getting something on the rebound as well against his old club. But it was just a simple ball, wasn't it? Little flick on. Offside trap broken. And the Quakers almost punished for it.
On the right hand side, he's forced back to the goalkeeper though. Chris Neal just goes direct this time, and I think that's what Darlington will be happy with. I don't think they mind forcing them to go long, but Horton has picked the pocket of Ben Headley, who took a little bit too long in possession there, and Horton doesn't need a second invitation to get on the ball. He finds Charman. Horton shoots from distance. Tommy Taylor has to scamper across his goal and get a hand to that to push it wide. Didn't that one was going in?
I think that was sneaking into the corner there. Good exchange of passes. Headley took a little too long on the clearance, as you said there, and that allowed Horton to charge it down.
Corner for AFC Fylde. Fylde kicking towards the open end in this first half. Cross comes in, it's decent delivery, it's over everybody, it's cleared off the line there by Ben Headley. A couple of Darlington players jumped in front, didn't make contact, it's back in, and Darlington trying to get a toe in and just about managing to, but Elliott spread a nice ball wide left to Horton, who's still occupying this pocket on the left hand side. Dodds goes towards meet him. Horton's trying to get into the box, he's got past Dodds like he's not there, pulled it all the way back, and Luke Charman has missed a very good chance there, leaning back, putting it over the crossbar.
As soon as I saw who had that, I was getting the pen ready to note down a goal. I won't lie, Luke Charman collecting that from Horton, who'd done well to get to the byline and cut it back for him. 7-8 yards out maybe, and he's just leaning back as he puts his right foot onto it.
Dodds couldn't make the tackle once he got inside the box, and he sort of eased past him.
There is no doubting the attacking threat that Fylde possessed today.
Lawler clears the ball high forward, looking for Hazel. Hazel trying to just turn it around the corner. Purver gets on the second ball, trying to get on the next one as well, and just heading that ball for him there, or the commentary position. Comes to Leasley, left-hand side. He's got Headley outside him. Headley comes inside. Finds Moke. Moke finds the feet. He tries to find it. Here's Lambert's got on the end of it. Forces the save out to Chris Neal. He just snuck into the gap and almost got one at the other end.
Yeah, not playing that to Joe Leasley, or he expects Joe Leasley to be running onto it, and he wasn't.
Good chances at both ends in this game. A good start, 16 and a half minutes in. Entertaining and fair between two teams who are up at the top end of this table. Dodds in possession finds Lawler. Lawler to Purver. Purver gets a little bit of movement from Sukar, and he's got plenty of space. Just going to chip one into the box. Looks for Beck. Beck gets there first. That's a free kick, surely. Oh, the referee hasn't given it. It might have been inside the box as well. It looked like Hazel was brought out.
Like he's
maybe
inside the box. Shout for a penalty there. If not a free kick on Beck before, maybe even a penalty for Beck beforehand. We can see from here that the Fylde defender has his arms around him.
Pierce Bird throws it wide left to Walker straight away. Tries to play the 1-2, but again, Lawler's equal to that. Finds Lambert. Lambert's touch is good, and then he twists and spins through 360 and drives forward. Lambert for Dodds. Nicely weighted ball to Dodds. Dodds pulls it back. Hazel's inside the box. Can he drop it off? I'll get the shot in. He can! Jacob Hazel turns and strikes it into the bottom corner. first goal to Darlington in 26 minutes.
Well, we said they looked a threat between the two of them and that maybe he hadn't been involved too much so far. He's involved there. He's given Darlington the lead.
Fantastic. It's a fantastic game so far, this at both ends. It looked like it wasn't going to stay goalless, Mike. You called it. And Darlington get the first advantage.
And you said it as well. The first goal in a game like this is going to be big. And it's gone the way of the home side. Jacob Hazel picking that ball up with his back to goal in the area. He keeps hold of it. He fashions a space for the shot. He turns, left-footed. In it goes. Darlington 1, AFC Fylde 0. The Quakers lead.
Obi lets the ball go over his head. He's going to go back to the goalkeeper here, although Jacob Hazel's trying to press that one, so Chris Neal only has to loop the ball forward to the halfway line. Rowe turns his man, but Sukar is good enough to get there, clear it forward. Beck headed it on, but it was picked up by number 6, Alex Whitmore, the captain. Almost presented Jack Lambert with the ball off the crossfield there, but Jake Lawler's going to have to go and scoot over Horton. Tom Walker's going into the box. Darlington haven't pressed all the way across. Good finish by Walker. Jack Lambert had come close and couldn't get goal side on the first ball, and Darlington were dragged out with Jake Lawler. Horton played it inside, and Walker came inside. It's a great goal and great finish from Fylde, but I do not think Alan Armstrong will be delighted with that defending.
No, I think they just get caught 2-on-1, don't they? With Horton and Walker down that left-hand side. Lawler trying to keep an eye on both of them, and he can't do that. They just find their way around him. Given to Tom Walker. I mentioned earlier he'd been an able assistant to that attacking three that we know have such a threat, and he's provided the equaliser on top of that. Darlington 1, AFC Fylde 1.
A little bit more subdued around Blackwell Meadows there. Tinshed's a little quieter now. They've had the little bit of the stuff knocked out of them. Taylor takes the free kick, plays it down the line for Leasley. Two Fylde players fighting with each other for that ball there, and then it comes to Horton on the centre spot. Couldn't be any more central. Lambert's having to push back this time against Walker. Walker down the left hand side again, always a threat. Comes inside to Horton. Horton's going to try and have a run, plays the ball inside, but Tommy Taylor's dropped it. Taylor's dropped it right to the foot of Rose. He makes the block, I think, in the end. Ball comes back out. Flack, that was almost an absolute clanger. Leasley's throw in, looking for Beck. Beck gets the header on it, round the back post. Hazel wrestle to the ground. Referee not interested. Have to have another look at that one. I think it probably would have been a softie.
Few people claiming for it, not least the Tin Shed. That got their voices up again, and a couple of Darlow players just arms out to the referee asking for something that he's not going to give.
Walker to Rowe, tight against this left-hand sideline. Horton does well to get back goal side. Oh, ball inside, just asked a lot of Moke there, but he's done well. Spins, drives forward towards the edge of the box. Moke still going. Moke still running into the box. Obi's got there, and it's good defending, I have to say, by Obi. There's a shout for a penalty, but I think the referee...
That one's more out of optimism
that one right.
Any right, I think.
Sukar doesn't put a foot wrong again and gets there ahead of Rowan. Finds a Darlington shirt. It was Purver to Lawler, then over to Headley. Headley again is happy to stick it in the box early. Beck's got goal side, and oh no, there's a little bit of contact in there, and the referee is going to have to make a decision sometime in the day. That's the fourth coming together in the box that he's turned down. I've spotted alone.
I know. That definitely a claim that time.
I wonder who rolled it out to, but Lambert has stepped across Philliskirk and took it off his toe. Lawler finds Leasley. Leasley playing one over the top, looking for Felix. Felix's first touch brings the ball down, but little back heel to Headley there. That was smart play. Headley into the box. Beck's up earliest, but Obi clears it. Only as far as Moke though. Moke is going to have the shot, which is blocked. Comes back to Moke. Moke has got Headley wide. Goes the other way though, and then turns again. Then he does go to Headley. Headley down the line. Flag stays down. It's Lambert, I think, there. But all the way across, it's well defended, but out for a corner. Darlington knocking on the door a little bit here.
Certainly are. This is I mean, you've just said it, fantastic game of football. And
Leasley takes, right under the crossbar again. Goalkeeper misses it, it's in the box. Can anyone get a touch? Comes over. Oh, it's blasted over the top there. The visitors have, obviously heavily invested in. Ball played inside to Lambert's touch on his chest there was too heavy. He's working hard to try and stop the cross coming in though. Fylde in possession, come inside. It's with Horton, central position right in the middle of Darlington's half. Rowe's got past his man, he's going to have the chance to shoot. Taylor saves it well. Rowe couldn't really get the ball out of his feet.
He just got it caught a little under his feet after he turned away there. Looked like he was through one-on-one, but he just gets the shot away from the edge of the area, and Danny Rose, Ben Little, Jarrett Rivers and Barbosa on the bench.
Yeah, you got four. Well, it's 4 central midfielders, isn't it? Ball
Pretty
played
much.
down the line. Flag stays down. The assistant's flag stays down. Chance for the cross for Fylde. It's too deep. The first ball, I think. Leasley heads it clear. Sukar's underneath it and gets there first to clear the next ball. Moke trying to challenge and slide in, but Fylde are starting to win these little duels now, I think. Darlington, Hazel and Beck both walking and looking a little tired to me. Ball's with Fylde. Chance for the shot. Great shot. Tommy Taylor's let it go through his hands. Nick Horton has scored. 25 yards. Just as I was saying, Fylde was starting to get on top of the ball. And Mike, you tell me what you saw there. I don't want to say what I saw.
Well, I saw Nick Horton having a shot from 25 yards out, and we saw one of those catch a deflection and loop past Tommy Taylor on Tuesday night, but there's no deflection on this.
30 seconds, 40 seconds every time you do it. Ball played forward by Fylde, nodded forward. Taylor's going to have to come off his line. He's brought his man down, has he? The referee's given a dive the other way. Can't tell from here, there was a coming together.
Heart in mouth moment for the Quakers fans there as the referee blew his whistle and we waited to see which way the arm went. He's given it for simulation. Nick Horton goes in the book.
Nick Horton isn't complaining about it.
He's not.
Shirt though, but Sukar picks the next ball up on the halfway line. He just has to hook it forward, that's all he has. Beck wins the header, Rivers nods it on, but no black and white shirts on the end of it, so it's hooked back clear, and we don't even get the 4 minutes from the referee.
No, we don't. We get 3 minutes and about 53 seconds.
And the full-time whistle goes, and AFC Fylde go away with the 3 points in a game. These games, excellent game of football, fine margins, Mike, isn't it? And that ball from Nick Horton squirming through Tommy's grasp is the difference between the two teams.
Those are the fine margins on which football matches can swing. 99 times out of 100 Tommy Taylor catches that ball quite comfortably. Unfortunately today was the one.